Jesus St. Therese of the Child. Second part, to Sister Maria, who praised her for her generous love of God, ready for martyrdom. She responded thoughtfully in a letter that is now considered one of the great milestones in the history of spirituality. This page should be read 1,000 times for its depth, clarity, and beauty. There she helps her sister of the Sacred Heart to avoid narrowing this devotion to a doloristic aspect, as some understood reparation as a sort of primacy of sacrifice or moral obligations. Instead, she summarizes everything in trust as the best offering, pleasing to the heart of Christ. My desires for martyrdom are nothing. They are not what give me the boundless trust that I feel in my heart. In truth, spiritual riches make a man unjust when he leans on them with complacency, believing them to be something great. What pleases him is to see me love my smallness and my poverty, for it is the blind hope I have in his mercy. This is my only treasure. If you wish to feel joy or allure in suffering, it is your own comfort that you seek. Understand that to love Jesus, to be his victim of love, the weaker one is, lacking desires or virtues. The closer one is to the operations of that consuming and transforming love. Oh, how I wish I could make you understand what I feel. Trust, and nothing but trust, can lead us to love. In many of her writings, one can discern her struggle against forms of spirituality that focus too much on human effort, personal merit, the offering of sacrifices, and certain practices aimed at earning heaven. For her, merit does not consist in doing much or giving much, but rather in receiving. Let us once again read some of the significant texts where she insists on this path, which is a simple and swift way to win the Lord's heart. Thus, she writes to her sister, Leonia, I assure you that God is much better than you think. He is satisfied with a glance, with a sigh of love. And I believe that perfection is very easy to practice, for I have come to understand that all one must do is win Jesus over with the heart. Consider a little child who has just displeased his mother. If he approaches her with outstretched arms, smiling and saying, "Give me a kiss, I won't do it again," will not his mother tenderly embrace him against her heart, forgetting his childish mischief? Nevertheless, she knows very well that her little one will fall into the same mischief at the first opportunity. But it doesn't matter. If he wins her over again with his heart, he will never be punished. In a letter to Father Adolphe Rouland, she states, "My path is one solely of trust and love, and I do not understand souls that fear such a tender friend. Sometimes when I read certain spiritual treatises where perfection is presented surrounded by 1,000 obstacles and a multitude of illusions, my poor spirit soon becomes weary. I close the learned book that confounds my mind and dissects my heart, and I take the sacred scripture in my hands. Then everything seems luminous. A single word opens infinite horizons to my soul. Perfection appears easy to me. I see that it suffices to acknowledge one's own nothingness and to abandon oneself like a child in the arms of God." Addressing Abbot Maurice Belliere about a father of a family, she expresses, "I do not believe that the heart of that fortunate father can resist the filial trust of his son, whose sincerity and love he knows. However, he is not unaware that his son will fall into the same faults more than once, but he is always ready to forgive him if his son wins him over again and again with his heart. God be blessed forever."